Aujourd'hui, je vais parler de the only reason anyone would talk about the Oscars. Seriously, have you seen any of the best Picture nominations besides Dune? I mean, because that wasn't even decent besides looking good. Oh boy, tangent. Obviously, I'm talking about the one artist slapping another. Both huge celebrities over a joke. So what's wrong with Will Smith? Or is Chris Rock totally out of line? You know I gotta give my 2 cents in, because I've never cared about the Oscars this much since the Oprah episode of more than a decade ago. Seriously. Hey, XenPuck here. So last Sunday, wifey's got the Oscars on, and I'm fine with that. I was mostly in the other room playing Elden Ring anyway. While my lady was actually cooking and checking her work stuff occasionally, while also keeping an eye on the show, I guess. So you can tell nobody in this household actually cares about the Oscars. I think between the two of us, we've seen a grand total of 2 out of the 10 Best Picture nominees. This is how irrelevant Oscars, the show, has been in recent years. Literally no one I know talks about this show at all, ever. But before the end of the Oscars occurred, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock over Rock's joke about Will Smith's wife, and I gotta break this down into a few digestible bits. Because let me tell you right now, I am very, very, very confused as to why anyone would think both of them did something wrong or whatever, okay? That's literally like the orange douche saying there are fine people on both sides when one side was literally unabashed racists. Now, not exactly the same, not calling either of these African-American celebrities racist, but you'll see what I mean in the general parallel, right? I hope if I can make my arguments correctly anyway. Number one, first I just gotta talk about the joke that offended itself, right? Chris Rock said something like, "Oh, Jada, can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane 2. Okay, because she already had the same haircut as Demi Moore's character in G.I. Jane 1. Okay, well, I don't recall anyone saying Demi Moore was ugly in G.I. Jane 1. I mean, the shaved head look is just a very specific look, right? And not one that most ladies have. So it's not like he called Pinkett Smith ugly, right? All he said was essentially, hey, looks like you're already ready for that very specific part. Now, I've heard people say, oh, the joke is offensive because Jada has a medical condition, and it's wrong to make fun of someone's medical condition. I think that's totally fair. But I also definitely didn't know Jada's haircut wasn't just a stylistic choice, but due to a medical condition, right? And from what I've read, this joke by Rock was basically improvised on the spot. So it's not like he did a lot of research beforehand, right? He saw a funny haircut and just ran with it. I mean, seriously, how is anyone expected to know the details of Will Smith's wife's medical history? That's a lot to ask for just anyone, isn't it? Right? Point number 2. One of the kind of afterwards, post-event, post-slap support for Will Smith that I found the most absurd is someone named Tiffany Haddish. No idea who that is. Apparently she's a celebrity. She said she's glad Will Smith protected his wife, and basically said, shouldn't dudes protect their wives? Yes, I suppose dudes are expected to protect their wives, but this attitude seems to imply a severe lack of agency on the part of wives or ladies in general, right? What if you're not married? So you don't deserve protection? If you look at the footage of the slap, it really looked like Will Smith first laughed at the joke. He laughed at the joke, and then Jada looked real miffed. Will sees how his wife is reacting, and then he goes into full rage mode. Oh, tangent, by the way. If I was really mad at someone making a comment about my wife, I'd knock the other guy out. What's with the slap? I thought Will Smith could turn into Ali. Maybe not anymore. Too many years has gone by, right? Okay, tangent done. I thought we lived in a world where ladies wanted equality. Shouldn't the offended party respond herself? Because this whole, oh, wives should be protected view of the world clearly implies that ladies are incapable of protecting themselves, right? And Jada looks pretty tough to me, alright? She's got Will Smith to somehow agree to an open marriage, so I know that's a lady who could roll over at any dude, right? Maybe? At least? And finally, point number 3. Whatever happened to use your words, okay? If somebody attacks you with words, or perceived to have done so, again, didn't even think the joke was all that offensive to begin with, you should respond in words, right? Because if words lead to a slap, shouldn't a slap lead to a punch, which leads to using a pipe, which leads to a gun, and boom, someone's not walking away from this type of escalation, right? I mean, I've always thought that Will Smith was a smart guy, right? Wasn't he able to charm people with PG-related lyrics since he was but a youth? And didn't I hear that he was, accepted into MIT or something? And this dude couldn't have used a weapon of the civilized world and just rebutted rock with words? Like, make a good, sincere speech? What happened? Don't we teach children to resolve conflicts with, words rather than fists? Boy, I hope the Academy's investigation at least come up with a reasonable excuse for Will Smith, right? Maybe he was blackout drunk or on drugs or something. Because this type of behavior is barely acceptable in a teenager, much less a supposed leader in an industry, right? I mean, Will Smith did win for Best Actor. He's supposed to be top of the industry. I mean, honestly, a physical assault on TV and not a single security personnel to be seen before or after seems to be an invitation for more of the same to happen, right? I mean, is the Oscars that desperate for ratings? Oh wait, yes it is. But I guess this show solved that problem, right? A fantastic plot twist. So in conclusion, even if you think the joke was in poor taste, that's subjective, right? There was no call for an escalation to physical assault. Because if I was a comedian, I'd start carrying a firearm and just shooting whoever charges the stage. Because this is America, right? You can then claim I was defending my castle, right? I guess that depends on what state you're in. Still, completely absurd, right? I mean, I now have to adjust my assessment of Will Smith as a smart person in general. Now I think he's just as much of a dummy as the vast majority of us. Sure, he could lie well in order to be an actor, right? But as a human being, can't even come up with a reasonable, witty comeback. Can't even look like he has his own agency, but simply be directed by his wife's looks alone? Oh my. But obviously, let me offer a solution, right? I think the best solutions to this feud is very simple, right? Somebody convinced Jada Pinkett Smith to actually do G.I. Jane 2 and then cast Chris Rock as the villain and have her clock him real nice and then murder the hell out of him with a huge explosion from like a bazooka or something, okay? Because that is the Hollywood ending we're all looking for. Cheers, Ella Proshin.